Hello everyone. Welcome to the daily current affair analysis from Veranda IAS. Today, we are going to see some of the important current affair topic from the day of 22nd of June 2023. Moving on to the topics of the day. So, as usual, first of all, we'll be discussing some of the important previous year question from 2023 prelims, and we'll be discussing the answers, which will be a proper question discussion analysis. After which, we'll be going to discuss about the science and technology article which came in the Hindu today, that is remembering Alex Miller for reshaping the superconductors, which can be mapped to GS3 Science and Technology. Then the next topic is what is AMBUBACHI MELA, which can be mapped to GS1 Art and Culture. And the next topic is the Global Gender Gap Index, which can be mapped to GS1 Social Issues and GS2 International Organizations. Moving on to the previous year question, prelims analysis from 2023. Let us see the question. Souls are not only the property of animal and plant life, but also of rocks, running water, and many other natural objects not looked on as living by other religious sects. So this is a statement. So the above statement reflects one of the core beliefs of which one of the following religious sects of ancient India, which is a question from art and culture. Let us see the options. Option A, Buddhism. Option B, Jainism. Option C, Shaivism. Option D, Vaishnavism. So here a statement is being given and we are asked to identify the idea which is given in the statement is actually belonging to which of the following sects. So we can see that it is defining about souls, right? Souls are not only the property of animal and plant life, but also of rocks, running water and many other natural objects. So we can see that it is connected to Jainism. So if you see reincarnation or ideas like that is actually a very much Jain religion tenet, and one's karma determines how often they will experience this birth, death and also rebirth. This is what the Jaina belief tenet is. So Jains hold the view that harming living things results in a very bad karma. Jains must adhere to the very strict non-violent codes of ahimsa in order to avoid creating negative karma. Not only that, these Jains hold that all living things, which includes plants, animals, and some inanimate objects such as that of air and water, they possess souls. So we can see that this statement is which is given is actually belonging or referring to the Jainism as such. So doing no harm to the people, no harm to the plants or animals or the environment is a part of the non-violence tenets which is there in the Jainism as a religion. Now let us see why this question came in 2023 prelims. So if you see the relevance of this question, the Archaeological Survey of India or the ASI, they have recently undertaken conservation measures at the Jain site at the Sittanavasal, which was a current affair news in September 25, 2022. And this is why, or we can attribute the relevance of the presence of this question or this concept in the 2023 prelims because of this current affair question. Moving on to the next question. Who among the following rulers of Vijayanagara Empire constructed a large dam across Tungabhadra river and a canal cum aqueduct several kilometers long from the river to the capital city, which is a medieval history question. Let us see the options. Option A, Devaraya the First. Option B, Mallikarjuna. Option C, Veera Vijaya. Option D, Virupaksha. So you should understand that Devaraya the First deserves praise for making the Vijayanagara Empire's capital one of the largest cities in the 15th century. And he clearly came to understand that the growth of the royal capital was being constrained by the lack of water available for irrigation as well as for drinking. So those who have gone to Hampi, you will be clearly able to understand about the geography of that particular area. So what he did, he commissioned the building of a 24-kilometer long aqueduct from the Tungabhadra river to the capital in 1410 AD and had a barrage built across the Tungabhadra river. Now you should understand what is the relevance of this question or why this question is being asked in 2023 prelims. You should understand that the Karnataka government recently notified that the Vijayanagara has become the 31st district of the Karnataka state officially, which was a current affair news of February 12th, 2022. February 12th, 2022. And that was the main reason why this question have appeared in 2023 prelims in a previous year question source. Okay, shall we proceed further? Okay, moving on to the article analysis, which is a article which came in the Science and Technology page today. So what is the topic about? It says about remembering Alex Muller for the reshaping superconductor. So it is all about superconductors, which is all about GS3 science and technology. So we should have a proper understanding of S&T because questions for prelims are very high with respect to S&T and also environment from the last year. So Carl Alexander Muller or Alex Muller was a Swiss physicist and also Nobel Prize laureate. And he was widely regarded as one of the very important figures in the history of superconductivity, and also for his discovery of high temperature superconductors has had a profound impact on the field of solid state physics and beyond. If you see this kind of a solid state devices or electronic industry, or the boom which happened with respect to the IT industry, everything is because of the creation of solid state devices and also superconductors. Now, what is a superconductors? Let us try to define the superconductors. So, a superconductor is a material that attains superconductivity, which is a state of matter with no electrical resistance. Okay. So, in a superconductor, an electric current can persist indefinitely without any resistance. And what is the difference between a superconductor and a normal conductor? Yes, that is the next sentence. Unlike regular conductors whose resistance gradually reduces, the superconductor's resistance even can drop to zero. That means the current can flow even, or the electron flow will happen without even a single amount of resistance below a fixed temperature. What is the condition? Like superconductivity will be happening, that is without any resistance, the electron flow will happen at below a fixed temperature, and this temperature is called as a critical temperature. At the temperature below which the superconductivity happens, that temperature is called as the critical temperature. So let us see the types of superconductors. There are two types, type 1 superconductors and type 2 superconductors. What is type 1 superconductors? It consists of fundamental conductive elements that are used in everything from electrical wiring to computer microchips. In type 2 superconductors, it comprises that of metallic compounds such as lead or lead or also copper. So they achieve a superconductive state at very high temperature when we compare it with the type 1 superconductors. And not only that, the type 2 superconductors can be penetrated by a magnetic field, whereas type 1 cannot. So these are the differences between type 1 and type 2 superconductors also. What is the applications? Why we have to study or relevance of superconductors is what? Because we can see that it is being applied in MRI machines, power transmission cables, electric motors and generators, faster computing, sustainable energy, and also in high or fast medium of transportation, and all these kind of methodologies we need a zero resistance kind of a conductivity. Superconductors is one such thing. Now let us see about superconductivity in Indian scenario. Let it be any topic, we have to relate it with the Indian scenario. Let us do that. India has a long history of research in superconductivity with very notable contributions from institutions such as the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research or TIFA, also with the IIT Bombay. So we should clearly, as civil service aspirant, you should clearly able to understand about the NSM. What is NSM? The National Superconductivity Mission is called as NSM, which is an initiative that is launched by the government of India in the year 2017. Why? To promote the research and development in the field of superconductivity, because we understood that it is the basis of the like a future science and technological development, and we'll be able to lead all the countries in the world if we are able to excel or propel in the field of superconductivity. And this mission aims at some points. What is that? To develop indigenous technology for superconductors, and also to develop their applications or to have their applications in industries like that of healthcare, energy, as well as in transportation. Okay, so this is about superconductivity. Now, how you are, like if a question is being asked in GS remains, how you are going to conclude this kind of a question on superconductivity. So you should understand that like you can conclude in such a way that it offers a wide variety of exciting opportunities for various fields, but there are still a lot of challenges that need to be overcome before it can be widely adopted. We cannot say that every electronic devices must be made of solid state devices. It is not possible, because of why we have got a lot of challenges to be addressed before that. So with ongoing research and development, it is very much possible that many of these challenges can be overcome, and also the superconductivity will become an essential component of the modern technology. Moving on to the next topic. What is AMBUBACHI MELA? What is the context? So we have seen in news that 3 temporary camps with adequate security arrangements were recently set up for the devotees and tourists coming to the Kamakya temple for the AMBUBACHI MELA. So now let us see about AMBUBACHI MELA. Where it is happening? It is an annual Hindu fair that is held at the historic Kamakya temple, and when it is happening, which is celebrated during the monsoon season that happens to fall during the Assamese month Ahar around the middle of June. What is the occasion for this celebration? The celebration which yearly happens because of the menstruation of goddess Ma Kamakya. And what are the other names? This MELA is also known as Ameti or Tantric Fertility Festival, since it is closely associated with Tantric Shakti cult, Shaktaism or Shaktite cult. And also we can see that it is prevalent in mostly in the eastern parts of India. Also, it is very much prevalent in the eastern parts of our country. Now let us see about some of the important facts about the Kamakhya temple. It is very important with respect to art and culture and also architecture. Now, if you see the location, we can say that it is situated on Neelachal Hills and adjoining the southern bank of Brahmaputra River in Guwahati. It is one of the most revered centers of tantric practices in India and is also regarded as one of the oldest of the 51 Shakti Pithas in India. Now, let us see about the architecture. So this is modeled out of a combination of two different styles, namely the Nagara style of architecture of the North Indian and also the Saracenic or the Mughal styles of architecture. Saracenic style means the Indo-Gothic style of architecture or the Mughal style of architecture. So this unusual combination has been named the Neelachala style of architecture. That is a combination of Nagara North Indian style as well as Indo-Saracenic style or the Mughal style is being combined. That is called as the Neelachala style. Okay. So those who are studying for art and culture, please do make a note of all this kind of a thing. This is the only temple of Assam having a fully developed ground plan. Okay, very well developed ground plan. What is the ground plan? It consists of 5 chambers. One is a Garbhagriha. What is Garbhagriha? That is a sanctum sanctorum. Then Antarala or the vestibule. That is a that small infrastructure that is there between the sanctum sanctorum or the Garbhagriha and also the front mandapa. Then Jagan Mohan or the principal chamber is there. Bhoga Mandir or the ritual chamber is there. Then Natamantir or the opera hall where the performance of all the traditional dance and music associated with the Shakti temples will happen. Okay, this is Shakti temples. So, it is very much interesting for us to note that the superstructure of each of the above chambers exhibit different architectural features. What is superstructure? That is the structures which is coming above each of the structure. Everything is having different architectural features. Well, the main temple consists of a Indo-Saracenic or Indo-Gothic dome with a Mughal style of architecture. The Antarala carries a two-roof design. Then the Bhoga Mandir, which is also called as Pancharatna, where all this kind of rituals happening, it has 5 domes similar in appearance to the main temple, as well as the Nata Mandir having a shelf roof with as a spiral and similar to one of the imperial namkars or prayer halls found in the Assam. So we can see that it is a culmination of a different architectural styles and art forms which is going to come. So those who have already read about the art and culture, you will be getting a much more clearer idea. And those who are new to the topic, don't worry, please do follow the daily current affairs. Slowly and slowly we will be able to find it out. Do research about what is these structures. So in the Google there are a lot of images about the Nagara style, Indo-Saracenic style, what is this Jagan Mohan, what is this Bhog Mandir, what is it Nadamandir. You will be getting a clearer idea if you see and learn visually. Now moving on to the next topic, that is Global Gender Gap Index. What is the context? So India was ranked at 127 out of the 146 countries in terms of the gender parity, which is an improvement of 8 places from last year according to the recently published annual Gender Gap Report of 2023. What is this annual Global Gender Gap Index? So this is actually released annually by World Economic Forum or WEF since 2006, and this measures gender parity in 146 countries and across 4 areas, which are the economic participation and opportunity. They measures about the educational attainment of each country, the health and survival ratios of each countries and between 2 genders, then political empowerment which is happening across all the genders in one nation. So all these kind of yardsticks are being used for indexing the different nations in the Global Gender Gap Index. Don't forget, it is released by World Economic Forum. Then what is the highlights of the Global Gender Gap Report of 2023? So India was ranked at 127 out of 146 countries in terms of gender parity, and also an improvement of 8 places from the last year have actually happened. And according to this report, India had attained equality or a parity in enrollment across all levels of education. That means in education sector we have improved a lot with the equality. India had closed 64.3% of the overall gender gap, and however, it underlined that India had reached only 36.7% parity on economic participation and opportunity. On a political empowerment scale, India registered 25.3% parity with women representing 15.1% of the parliamentarians, which is the highest in scale for the country since the inaugural report in 2006. And the index India ranked India's neighbors, Pakistan at 142, Bangladesh at 59, China at 107, Nepal at 116, Sri Lanka at 115, and Bhutan at 113. These are very static reports or information or highlights of the report. And which is the most gender equal country in the world? It is Iceland. for the 14th consecutive year, and the only one country to have closed more than 90% of its gender gap. And overall, the Southern Asian region has achieved 63.4% of gender parity, the second lowest of the 8 regions also. Moving on to the question of the day. The Global Gender Gap Index published by the World Economic Forum measures gender equality across various countries based on several indicators. Which of the following factors does the index not consider? Not consider. So students, please do consider this point. That is, it is being asked which of the following factors are not considered in the indexing the Global Gender Gap Index. What are the options? Economic participation, opportunity, educational attainment, health and survival, religious diversity. Which is not considered? Yes, many have said it correct. That is, religious diversity is not considered for like a global gender gap index. Okay, all other parameters are being considered for the deciding the or indexing the global gender gap between the different nations also. Okay, so I hope today's current affair analysis was really useful for you. Unless and until we meet next time, this is Prince J signing off. Thank you.